Okay, using the Stäbchen or chopsticks to try and put a whole dumpling in my mouth. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Hi, I'm Natalie Sisson and welcome back to another edition of The Suitcase Entrepreneur, where we're all about creating freedom in business, adventure in life, and eating great food. And this week's question is from Casimir, and he asks, how do you find great food when you're traveling around the world? So I'm going to come to you with a few tools today, but also just give you some feedback on what I've learned from all my years of travel. So if you are a vegetarian or a vegan, I know for sure that, for example, Vietnam is a fantastic country for gluten-free meals and vegetarian meals. If you're going to go to Africa, they absolutely adore meat and hearty meals, and you don't often get a say in what you get to eat there. So depending on where you're going to travel in the world, and also where you're going to set yourself up as a location-independent business person, you do really want to consider food. If you go to France and Spain, they absolutely make a complete family occasion out of meal times, and often they will eat for hours and hours and hours. Then, for example, in Malaysia or Brunei, as you may have seen in one of my previous videos, this one here, they are all about food. They absolutely adore food. Everything's kind of fried and deep fried, and there's tons of meats and just a huge amount of variety in their food. And it's something that they absolutely love and put a lot of preference into. Then you might go through to New Zealand and Australia, and they have a lot of foods from around the world, very highly influenced by Asian food, but also European cuisine, and then of course good old New Zealand and Australian tucker. And it just depends where you want to go in the world as to what your preferences are for eating. So do consider that before you're going to go off to a new location, and make sure that you can get access to the foods that you like. And you're able to maybe ask in the language of the place that you're going to whether they can take out ingredients that you don't like, or if you're allergic to something. So a couple of really cool apps that I like for finding good food is Yelp. Yelp actually has a listing and directory of all the great foods around, and it's a mobile app, so you can basically look up based on category. So for example, you can look up Mexican, Thai, etc., or you can look up by location. You can look up based on ratings of other people who have been to those restaurants, and if you just have it on you and you're like, what's around me, it's great for being able to see reviews and ratings of restaurants right in the vicinity. Another one is called Foodspotting, and it's for food lovers around the world. It's the easiest and quickest way to share your food with other food lovers and find great food. So those are just two apps that you might want to look at. There's probably hundreds and hundreds more, and you might have your favorite one, and if you do, I would love for you to share it in the comments below this video. And the final thing to consider in your food exploits is that sometimes you may just get really hungry and you're not anywhere where you can actually find something that you feel like eating. So in those situations, I would suggest that you have fruit and nuts on you, like a fruit and nut trail mix if you're not allergic to nuts, protein bars, protein powders, anything that you can actually take on planes and across borders that you're not going to get taken away from you with customs. So don't ever get caught out. It's really frustrating to not have food and be super hungry. And so just always prepare before you go anywhere, especially if you know you're going to have trouble with the cuisine. Otherwise, dine out, have amazing feasts, make sure you try out the local drinks, taste the amazing delicacies, and just have an incredible time sampling cuisine from around the world.